So I recently had to apply for a Cuban visa, and I found it, well, not complicated, but it takes a bit of getting your head around. So this is a short video to tell you just how to do that. The first thing to do is go to Mr. Google or any other search engine and just type in apply for a Cuban visa. This is the one you want. There's various people that will do it for you for cost, but actually if you go to Cuba eVisits here at cubaevisits.org and press that, you'll get straight to a website that will tell you all you need to know. So this one here, it's you can choose a language. Sometimes when you start it off it's in Spanish, but just choose your language. There's some good stuff to read here, all about health insurance, currency, and so on and so forth. It's worth a read through. What's particularly relevant is the fact your passport has to be valid for at least 6 months from the date you arrive. But when you're ready, you start your e-visa application. This is all fairly self-explanatory. You fill in your details here, you tick all the boxes here, and they all have to be ticked, including the marketing one. And then when you've done that, you can press continue. That'll take you to a payment page. You have to pay £20, and once you've paid that, you will then get an email that looks like this. This is just to give you peace of mind that actually you have made the application successfully. Eventually, you'll get an email that looks a bit like this. I actually applied for myself and my wife, so I had to pay £40, not £20. You can apply for multiple people on one application. But basically, it'll give you the name of the people that you've applied for, their passport numbers. It'll give a visa code, and this is the code for that person's particular visa. And then it'll give a link, and the link again is particular for that person. And if you were to click on one of these links, you're going to get to this page. This is the start of you actually receiving your visa. So you fill in all the relevant details and work your way through the pages. I'm going to just make up a flight here. Select my country. It actually, United Kingdom works here. You've got to have your actual airline here, and you're probably going to come in via the main airport, and the main airport is a Havana International. There's an electronic visa number there. Then you can press next. You have to put in where you're going to be staying. You have to enter the address of the hotel, the countries you visited in the last 15 days. Signs or symptoms of illness. If you haven't had any signs or symptoms of illness, don't select any. If you've had no contact or been near animal markets or none of these apply, then just don't fill them in. Then press next. You also have to say whether you've got something to declare at customs. So if you're not sure what you can or can't declare, let's have a look. You're allowed to bring in up to 5,000 US dollars each. If you're going to bring more, you have to put it in here. And if you're going to bring things that you aren't, that you have to declare in Cuba, you have to select them here. Now, you are allowed to bring in all your normal personal belongings. So, for instance, one of the items that it says you could declare down here are satellite communication equipment or walkie-talkies. You might think, does that apply to mobile phones? Well, things like mobile phones, iPads, iPods, all that sort of thing is counted as your personal belongings. So if you've only got the normal amount of stuff and you're not bringing anything particular and special, you want to declare no, not yes, and then all you're putting in is currency. And this confirms you're not going to declare any items or equipment at customs. So unless you're bringing anything that's particular, that is outside your normal possessions, just don't declare anything. Remember, if you're taking less than $5,000 per person in cash in, you put 0 here. It's only the amount above $5,000 that you enter here. Press next. Here you'll see a code, just type it in the box, press next and you'll go on to the next stage. So press agree, type in the code, press next, This will take you to a page where it gives you a code that you can use to go back in and edit any of the details. But if you don't need to, then you won't need to use this code. And you'll get your visa via email, and I'll show you what that visa looks like. And this is the actual visa you get via email, a QR code and a barcode. I believe they can scan the phones. We did ours on paper and that seemed to work well. Don't forget, if you Google the gov.uk visiting Cuba pages, you'll get some great current advice and tips on what to do and what not to do in Cuba. So good luck, enjoy your holiday.